So welcome once again to our Jeppe Boats and Blades update. And today I'm chatting with two oarsmen from 81, 82 year, first eight. Good afternoon, Grant and Greg. And thank you for taking time to talk to me about your time as an ex-Jeppe rower and our exciting Jeppe Boats and Blades fundraising initiative. Greg?
Grant, thank you for allowing us to interview you. And from my history and my sort of recollection of Jeppe rowing, you were part of the 81, 82 team that won SA Champs. And as memory serves, you had the whole team selected to represent Transvaal that year. And I seem to recall you won that race as well. So, just my background and my history was just you guys were the guys to look up to. So it's for me, it's an honor to speak to you in this forum. Could you just tell us a little bit about your time at Jeppe Rowing?
Yeah, quite interesting being on TV, being interviewed about something like that. But anyhow, I did think a little bit about this. So I can tell you what I really remember is a guy called Garth Lemkes grabbing me at school by the ear and twisting rather hard and telling me I will be on a rowing camp on the weekend. And and that's how it started. There was no choice. What I remember about Jeppe rowing, well, I guess it's rowing in general. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. I had a sore bum and bleeding hands. And then I heard all these comments about, I never want to see you rowing a soft stroke, fastly. And have you been through the pain barrier? It's like the sound barrier, what's that? It was a mystical kind of thing at Jeppe rowing, the pain barrier. I don't, we all know there's no such thing. It just gets more painful as you go down the course. But in those days, it was called the pain barrier. And then, all the difficulties with the individualism, who was going to be in the boat and who was going to be rowing which side, where, a lot of status to the different positions in the boat. And then, perfect afternoon on the water where the bubbles started bubbling under the boat for the first time, and all the individualism was forgotten, and we got off the water and started dreaming, and dreamed big dreams about maybe winning something. That was Jeppe rowing for you. You did the hard work and started to dream, and you went with the school motto, nothing's too difficult for the brave.
Grant, as a member of the first aid crew, how did this camaraderie and commitment impact on your adult life?
I think, and I don't think it's limited to first aid crews or people who won first aids. I really think that rowing and the kind of vibe that we had at Jeppe Rowing Club, it was a commitment to yourself and then to your family, and your family is your crew, your club, and your family supporting you, taking you there and back, and your friends. And I think the ultimate perfection in rowing was to be able to get off and say, I did my best. I absolutely gave everything. And that was what we were about, and I think lots of people have been able to walk away with that. If you were in the first eight or the winning first eight, you were lucky, but most people, I think, got that out of rowing and out of the rowing club and the camaraderie that we had in the rowing club. Other than that, the one thing you learn is never give up. And if I've read any one piece of entrepreneurial advice, it's been never give up. Because when you never give up, you start thinking of other solutions for your problems. Yeah, I think that the roots of that mentality in me came from the JP Rowing Club.
On the Facebook post the initial post that you put on, there's some really great things there. And you just mentioned that you spoke about the old boys pulling together financially. And we've had a whole lot of discussions around this, but how do you foresee this happening? What would you like to see there?
Well, I just thought, we had a special spirit in the JP Rowing Club. And it's great to see the school doing so well. But I think the rowing club, and those guys that are all around the world, they haven't seen the rowing club. I've seen it. I've been watching rowing, schools rowing, and it's not great to see Jeppe behind cares in terms of the support they've got from the old boys. I mean, it's kind of makes me feel pretty bad. And their old boys are supporting their rowing club for the same reason. That's their roots, that's something no one will ever take away from you. And I think we all, I don't know anyone who doesn't appreciate the fact that they spend time in the rowing club. Yeah, I think that it would be great to connect with the guys. 32, 33 years went by since Greg and I last spoke. Yeah. And just to have a list of guys on your contact list, where are they, what are they doing? And if between each of us, each year that left school, we could commit to giving 1,000 Rand for each school leave or 2,000 Rand and say, 10,000 Rand. There's 46 years since the SHM started in 1975.
So, Grant, are you challenging the other old boys to pledge a certain value of money to the trust?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like challenges because I think, maybe it sounds the wrong way, but I really do think that we should challenge ourselves let's challenge ourselves to get one person from each year, make a spreadsheet with 46 years on it, put someone's name at the top who can actually get in contact with everyone they rode with. And I would think that it would look after itself. I really do. I think there's a lot of depth of spirit and heart there. And, if we just say no, we actually really want to make sure that JP Rowing stays on the map. It shouldn't just be this once off, but I really do believe that every year would find 10,000 Rand between them. I just can't see it as being impossible. I mean, I'll say I definitely know our year can find it, and I haven't even spoken to the guys.
Greg, can I ask you, how do these champions connect with us? Who can they get hold of, and how do they connect with JP Boats and Blades?
Yeah, updating their database or updating the old club, as it were, or the sort of the support club, is going to be really, really important. And as we've been discussing, it's not just about this financial sort of, or this fundraising initiative. It goes a lot deeper than that. And I think Grant has explained that adequately and very well. It's about the passion. It's about the people that make up for this. So how are we going to do it? I think that the initial points of contact, and just in terms of, I suppose, data protection and privacy matters, and also just in terms of having people that are going to manage it and be responsible for that list. Now, the three trustees that are yourself, Christopher, and myself, we can certainly stand up and be counted in this, and anybody who wants to make contact with us should be able to do that. And we've made it very, very possible. The Facebook page, email addresses, the website, the forms that are on that are just some of the ways. If people haven't spoken to us as team members for a while, they can certainly get hold of us through those forums. But I mean, I know for myself, and Chris does as well, and Grant does too, that, you know, there are some people that we have kept in contact with. They might not be the whole team, or they might not be the whole year, but there are a couple of people around us that we have kept in contact with, and they too will have a wider sphere of influence. They too will know people that they've been in contact with, and so this thing grows. And to feed that information back to Jeppe Boats and Blades, so that we can actually build this, this fraternity, I suppose you want to call it that, of people that are like-minded, who have a common purpose and just a common background. So get in touch with us. That's what I can say.
I think just before we let you go, Grant, can you share with me a significant memory or something that you recall with fondness of your Jeppe rowing career?
Sure. There's so many. It's difficult to say, but which one to pick on. But anyhow, I'll tell you this one little story. In 1981, we were on a training camp, and it relates back to acquisition of a new boat, and the commitment that goes with that. It's like a family commitment. You might get selected for the boat, but you know what went into blood, sweat, and tears to get this boat, and we're all inspired. And of course, we had said to the coach, well, it was the first 8 that Jeppe, I think, it rowed in the modern SA Champs, which started in 1975. Before that, they were competing and more in the pairs and the fours, doing really well. In the event, the new boat's there, so we get an 8 together, and as Jeppe boys, we decide we will win. We have to. If we're going to compete, we'll win. So Alan Francis was coaching us, which was a great wonder. Something we never quite realized until we got into it. But in any case, we were out in the water one day, and he said, "Look, guys, if you're serious, you will have to row 1,000 meters in less than 3:20, 3 minutes 20 seconds." And we took this kind of like, well, obviously you're too hot. He basically said, if you can't break that, you will not be able to win. And we clubbed it up and down on rowing camp at Rudderplaat, 1,000 meters. I think we had done 3, and they were 3:23, 3:21, 3:23. When you go and set such a clear target, you've kind of set yourself up for failure. And I don't know, we've done numerous of these. Maybe it was on the 4th or 5th one. And he had anchored himself there were pontoons at the 1,000 meter mark, or the 500 meters in those days. He had sort of tied his boat on there. And we came past, and we just looked back, and we saw the man clasping his hands like this, and he shouted something. And anyhow, we were all like, what did he say? And the cock says, 3:16. So I can tell you now, that gives me goosebumps. 3:16, I'll never forget it. That was the time, that moment when we knew 3:16. That was we had a kind of internal celebration. No crowds, no one around us. The hands went back and forward across the boat, and we knew that was it. If we could do that, we just took 5 seconds off, and we weren't close enough. 3:21, went down 5 seconds, and I don't know. 1981. Next year is 40 years. I remember that as clear as daylight. Beautiful, amazing. Beautiful afternoon on Rudderplaat Dam. Nice flat water. That's it.
That's so cool. Well. I thank you guys. Thank you for your time. And I really must say, I'm feeling quite honored to be able to hear all these lovely stories. And I'm hoping that Greg and Chris have got a few more exciting interviews lined up, so we can get to hear more stories of some more of the amazing Jeppe rowers. I just want to continue to encourage people to go out and look at our website, Jeppe Boats and Blades, sign up to our newsletter, and get involved in any way that you possibly can. And till then, keep calm and keep pulling together for gold.
Thanks, Michelle.
Michelle.